What is up? We are wrestling maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie, here with.
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling. Once again, only me and Donnie today. But Donnie, we're gonna be talking. We have something interesting that we're gonna be doing today. Something very different here on the We Are Wrestling channel. But because it does coincide with pro wrestling, it fits on the channel, man. We are going to be discussing your trip this weekend, man. You went to Rhode Island Comic Con, Rhode Island. You're pretty much going to talk about your trip and how it went and all the cool shit that you saw, man. I've never been, so I'm kind of excited about this.
That's right. So technically, Danny is going to be taking the reins here as the host for this one, and he's gonna, ask the questions, and I'm gonna get to tell the awesome stories I have for this. And for heads up, the vlog for this Rhode Island Comic Con will be out this Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a premiere. You are not going to want to miss it. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know, the grind is real. So, with this trip, I gotta say, this was, my first time at Rhode Island. I've never been to Rhode Island before. And for Comic-Con, I've been to a couple of them, Terrificon and Kineticon, but I've only been there for like a few hours. This con, I, for the first time ever, got a 3-day pass. I was there for 3 days.
How was it? Was it expensive? Was it worth, the investment? You got to let me know, man, because I've never been to a convention at all for any reason.
So, if you are a professional wrestling fan, the first thing that I am going to say to put out there is, if you are going to a Comic-Con and you are trying to meet actors, celebrities, voice actors, or even professional wrestlers or athletes, you definitely need to bring money. Because if you go to a wrestling show, a lot of the guys at the table, regular independent guys, will charge normally $10 for, an 8x10 and a free picture you get with them. A guy that goes to Ring of Honor, or Impact Wrestling, or NWA, one of those smaller promotions, they will usually average from $20 to $40 for, an 8x10 or a combo, which a combo is an 8x10 and a photo op. Usually about $20 to $40. AEW guys will, average from about $30 to about, I would say, maybe $60 or $100, depending on who it is. And usually at some of these independent wrestling shows, you could save $20 meeting them there rather than a Comic-Con. Because with the Comic-Cons, you get more because of the experience. You really get to talk to these people, and you really get to have that interaction compared to just, getting your regular 8x10 signed and a picture during intermission back to the show.
Yeah, pretty much. And obviously down below us, we see some pictures. You met the dudes from the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai and everything. How was that experience? I know you posted on social media. If you haven't seen it, go to his Instagram, check it out.
At Best One
That
Donnie.
it was very meaningful to you because it reminded you of time that you spent with your mom, who unfortunately passed away a couple years ago. So you were saying that that was very meaningful to you. Talk about that experience a little bit.
Yeah, so I know Cobra Kai, Karate Kid, that's not wrestling related, but I do have a good excuse to make it wrestling related, alright? Not too long ago, we did get John Kreese on AEW, so there you go. So, with this experience for the Karate Kid, this was honestly the main reason why I came out to Rhode Island for this opportunity. Like a lot of people at this Comic-Con came for this opportunity to meet, Ralph and William, the guys that, played in the original Karate Kid, and now, one of the most popular series on Netflix, Cobra Kai. And for me, when I first, had the announcement of these two actors, that is when I made the decision I'm going out to Rhode Island my birthday weekend and I'm going out there. Then when they added wrestlers to the mix, like Lita and MJF, that is when
Oh,
it just was icing on the cake for me.
we'll get to MJF
Oh, we're going to get
momentarily.
into that. So, with the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, the background of it. So, when I was a kid, my mom and I, we would always go to Blockbuster and Hollywood Home Videos, which I know Danny and I, we talk about that nostalgia all the time
Bro,
here
I
on the
miss
talk
it,
show.
man.
We would rent out wrestling video games, wrestling, VCRs and, DVDs. And honestly, that is what happened. I went to like a Hollywood Home Videos. My mom, watched The Karate Kid obviously in the 80s because it was a popular movie around that time. And she showed me it. She wanted me to watch it. And that is what I did. I watched the first Karate Kid. We rented it. Me and her got to watch it in my living room. And I just fell in love with karate for some reason as a kid. And, like the big thing was self defense.
Yeah.
Because I think the reason why my mom showed me the Karate Kid was because when I was younger, I really did not like know how to deal with my anger issues and at the time I was going to summer camp and a lot of people would make fun of my name because my name is Donald Barnard, so you would hear like McDonald or Donald Duck or Barnyard. So like at camp, I would get made fun of all the time and I always would just kick the kid's ass.
Yeah.
But through, karate, the first thing they always taught you was self defense. And if it wasn't for karate, I wouldn't, be where I am today. So my mom, kind of got me into that. And, I begged my dad to start doing karate. And, I found a dojo. It was, my my sensei was Master Han. And he was freaking nuts as a kid. He, like, if you did not, like, do something properly, and remind you, I was like 6 years old, he smacked you so freaking hard with the Kendall stick. It was freaking nuts. So there's a lot of discipline involved, and I just remember watching all the Karate Kid movies. I really fell in love with it, and not gonna lie, when Cobra Kai first came out, I have heard of it. My friend, Tyrone, who does a lot of videos for me over on, my old original channel, Donald's the Best one of my best actors over there. He always would tell me, because he knew how much I love Karate Kid, you need to watch Cobra Kai. And
Mm.
for me, I just, I always hated those spin offs, all right? Like with Full House, they had Fuller House, wasn't
Yeah.
the same. Like, the Jimmy Neutron, you had Planet Shane. Like, that shit was not the same. So, like, I really, had that mindset going into Cobra Kai. But then when I was not feeling good, I believe this was, I think COVID, when I had COVID, and I could not do anything. I'm in bed, sick as dog shit. Literally, I started watching it, and I fell back in love with it.
Yeah, I
I
watched the
add it to
first
my workouts now and
I
stuff.
watched the first season back when it was on YouTube Red. Remember that when it first came out
Wow.
back in the day?
I
I have
never fell for that with the YouTube Red.
I had one of my friends had it, and I used to go on his account or whatever to watch Cobra Kai, and I watched the first season, and then I lost access to YouTube Red, and I just never looked for it again. So I haven't
Mhm.
seen anything past season one. So
I
I'm
recommend it 100%. Like, if you're looking for, action, some comedy in there, because that's something that, William, his character Johnny Lawrence, brings to the show a lot. And if you're looking for really good storytelling, especially the fact that this show, Cobra Kai, brings, like, a lot of stuff from the original movies involved with it,
Mhm.
it really has you as a viewer fascinated. Like, it's like some of the little things that like you watch you don't pay attention to in the show because it's like, oh, okay, they're just, this is just a character arc or something to put the other character over. But then you go back to like a couple episodes, later, something happens and it's like, I see why, Stingray did what he did.
Yeah.
So, like, with, Cobra Kai, I fell in love with it, and, that was the big reason why I came out. And I did not, usually when it comes to, like, celebrities and stuff, I don't really care for the autographs and stuff. I
Hmm.
just want a photo. I went to, Terrificon back, this year, and I got the opportunity to meet, Sean, who played Mike Barnes in Karate Kid 3. And, all I did was just go up to him, talk to him a little bit, and I took a picture with him. And it was a really cool experience. So, with this, I decided to, do a pro photo op, and yep, I got that shit framed right there.
You should have had him
The
sign it, and then you could have hung it up on your wall.
But unfortunately, man, the lines for the autographs for them was absolutely insane. And I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet Paige and some of
Yeah.
the wrestlers I got to meet. But now, man, let me talk about this photo, all right, before what happened.
Oh God.
And I did get some footage of this, not a lot of it, because it was very stressful. So
Yeah.
these guys were on the microphones, and like the microphones were buffing. Kind of like, Ben's microphone back then before, we upgraded to, the Shears. So, like, his microphone, it kept buffering when they would say, Group 1 and 2 for Stephen and Mel or something. So, like, the microphones were really, like, quiet and buffing. And it didn't help that there was a whole crowd waiting to hear duo pictures, like, Group 1 and 2 with, Ralph and William. So, like, that didn't help because as soon as they heard Cobra Kai or the actor's name, the crowd would go, yeah, woo, yeah. So, here's the funny story now. And I had a lot of people laughing that were in my area for, this experience here. Because we're all waiting. I'm bored as hell. And when I'm bored as hell, that's just my goal. I am just outgoing and I try to get out of my comfort zone. So, with this meet and greet, I knew it was going to be chaotic. So, I told, my fiance to stay in the car. So, like, I didn't really, like, want her to, like, because she really doesn't do good with crowds, big crowds and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I put her, like, she just stayed in the car, just chilled, relaxed. Because remind you, we were already at the con earlier Saturday, already running around doing things, but the pro photo op was later on. So we had to basically already sit in the parking lot and just wait. So what happened was when I was in line, or like I was just out waiting for my thing to be called, basically I was just yelling at the people. I told them, my fiance's in the car. Like, I need to get this photo done and over with, or she's gonna leave me here. And the plan was afterwards, like, we were gonna go to Chili's. So I also mentioned that too. I told him that I was hungry and that she was gonna leave me here while she goes to Chili's.
Oh my
So,
God.
so I had a lot of people laughing, and yeah, they're like, not Chili's. And then I was like telling them like how like if you don't freaking get me to the group, like she's gonna give me back the ring and stuff. So like it was a really for a stressful time, it was actually pretty fun.
That's what's up, man.
And as soon as they called my group, which by the way, I was not group 1, 2, 3, or 4. I was group 5.
Oh my God.
So and
So how
remind
long
you,
were
a lot.
you
Wait,
sitting there?
real quick. A lot of people were like, because here's the thing that really sucked. So Ralph also had to do solo photos with people.
Hmm.
So what they were trying to do was you had the duo pictures, which I did with, Ralph and William. And then, with Ralph being the solo, all the people that are waiting there because they're so behind on time, a lot of them were there for just Ralph. So they had to wait until I got to go in there to meet both of them. What were you going to say?
Wow. How long was the actual, like, from the time you got there to the time you actually like got to get your picture? Like, what was the wait time like?
All right, so my photo op was 4:10, and I probably did not get my photo with them until probably 6 o'clock.
Oh damn, bro.
There was a crazy crowd, and remind you too, like the way that they did this, and this is my only criticism for the Comic Con, and I think a lot of people that went to this will also agree with what I'm gonna say here. The way they handled it was they could have done a lot better,
Mhm.
definitely, because it was really chaotic for this.
Damn, man. Well, I'm glad you got to get that opportunity. It looks like you had a blast. You look like you're about ready. You look like a fucking Power Ranger in that picture, man.
Yeah, so the funny thing about that was like they were rushing, so it's like when you saw the flash, they would have the other person run next. So for me, immediately I knew like in that picture, I am striking a friggin' fighting pose with them.
I mean,
But the cool
yeah.
thing about this was it was very fast. They've probably met over thousands of people over the weekend. And after I took my picture with them, they both said thank you. That meant the world to me when they said that.
Yeah.
Because the fact that they took that extra second to appreciate me in that moment meant a lot to me. Because remind you, I did not wait in line to talk to them. I,
Yeah.
only did this pro photo op.
I mean, I love that when like a celebrity or not even necessarily just a celebrity, but somebody that you admire, they take time out of their day or whatever to appreciate you for you enjoying what they do or whatever, whether it's acting, pro wrestling, YouTube, whatever it is. I love that and I admire that about a lot of people. I try to be the same way, not necessarily like we are nowhere near the same caliber as them, but I would, you know,
No, we
if
got a long way to go.
if people ever came up to us, and talked to us or whatever, I would drop what I'm doing right then and there. Especially if somebody takes the time out of their day to watch our content and stuff like that and
Yes.
enjoys the conversations that we have. I really appreciate that and I admire that above anything else.
It like from, the little meet and greet experiences that I had at, wrestling conventions and shows, people that notice me from the We Are Wrestling channel, honestly really makes me tear up because this is like what a content creator dreams of.
Yep.
Having that audience that, loves watching the videos and supporting you every step of the way. And it's truly, I'm truly grateful for, all the best ones and even the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that support us and, listen to us talk about what we love. And that is professional wrestling, which I think now we definitely can swing things back to wrestling.
Yeah, man. I just, that I know that was a very
It
sentimental,
was a very
thing for you or
special
whatever.
moment.
So we couldn't do this podcast and not mention it. You know what I mean?
And I
So I don't
appreciate that.
I don't know what direction. I mean, you saw the Dudley Boys, you saw Lita, you saw
Okay, I
Paige,
can.
you saw MJF. I don't know what direction or what direction you want to lean on first.
So I'll start off with Lita and the Dudleys because, you
Lita,
mentioned
my
that
childhood
first,
crush, bro. I
which
was a huge
works out
Hardy mark.
perfect. Works out perfect that we're going to start with this because this was day one for me. So,
Yeah.
in case We Are Wrestling Maniacs don't know, outside of the channel, I have a full time job. I work at a plumbing supply shop. So, I worked from 7 to about 1:30. I left at 1:30. I, picked a fiance up and we hit the road to Rhode Island, which, with traffic because of 5 o'clock and stuff, because we had to pack and everything, like we did everything last minute. So we were in like 5 o'clock traffic. So I'd say like traffic was from where we live to Rhode Island. It was about 2 hours, which wasn't that bad. So we
Mhm.
get there, we check into our hotel, and my mindset was let me get some of these wrestlers out of the way so that Saturday, with the chaotic, Cobra Kai and Karate Kid,
Yep.
I would be able to, have that experience, to do that. Because I knew, like, I would have to really, make the time for that because of how chaotic it was going to be. So then Trish Stratus on her Instagram story was having flight issues on Friday because, remind you, she was supposed to be at the convention Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And a lot of people actually didn't go day one to the Comic-Con. So what I did was, Lita was still there without Trish. And I knew that a lot of people that were going to meet Lita were going to also want to meet Trish Stratus because they're the besties.
Yeah.
So I knew Lita wouldn't be as bad. And the Dudleys were there, so I figured they'd probably be next to each other. I can get the Dudleys out of the way as well. And a lot of people probably weren't there either because I know William, the guy that plays, Johnny Lawrence, he was there on Friday, but Ralph wasn't. He was there Saturday and Sunday. So for me, I decided after checking into the hotel and grabbing a bite that, let's get to this con so we can see what it's like. Because remind you, usually with these cons, you have to be very prepared because it could be really disorganized. So me and Meadow wanted to really understand the foundation. Okay, how is everything going to work? Because we know Saturday, all these friggin' convention nerds that are, going to this,
I would say
they're
Saturday.
gonna have no idea where they're going.
A lot. I have a friendship with a lot of people that go to cons, like, all the time or whatever. And Saturday is usually always the busiest. Friday is hit or miss most times because, people are just getting out of work, it's a work day or whatever. So that's the time, like, if there's ever anybody you really want to meet, try meeting them on a Friday because the less shit you have to deal with.
100%. And that is the thing when it came to the Dudleys and Lita. I met them on Friday and I had no line. I was able to meet them like that. So, I'll show the 8x10s that I got from, Lita and the Dudleys here.
Lita was my childhood crush, man. I was a Hardy mark to the fullest.
She was my all-time favorite out of everybody, 100%. When it came to, like, all, the women wrestlers, like, Lita was always number one for me. So, I'll talk about my experience first with the Dudleys, because they were the first ones I met. And this is the 8x10 I decided to go with.
Well, I like that picture.
I decided to go with Attitude Era Dudley Boys because, that is my favorite Dudley Boys. And they've always been, I think, my favorite tag team of all time, personally. Mm-hmm. Right now, FTR and the Acclaimed are my favorite, but all time, Dudleys are on my Mount Rushmore.
Could you imagine if the Dudleys were in their prime and they had a match with FTR?
Give me that match all day long. I would pay $50 on pay-per-view to watch that.
That would be insane, bro.
That would be. So, my experience with the Dudley Boys, I really didn't have any high expectations going into this. I've already had the opportunity to meet, Bully Ray, Bubba, and it was a good experience,
I met him at a TNA show back in 2011 in New York.
That's the thing, like, about him, like, I was always so mad, like, when I was a kid at the TNA shows, because when he was heel, he did not meet anybody, because he believed, in, like, if you're a bad guy, you're a bad guy. You don't sell merch, you don't, meet people. Mm-hmm. And if you do, you tell them to fuck off. So, with the Dudleys, like, I really didn't have high expectations for it, and, I was a little nervous, because, they're my favorite tag team, so I didn't really, talk to them much, and it was really weird, because I thought, the guy that was, bringing them in told me to go, around the table to take a picture with them, and the Dudleys just thought that I was going to be in front of the table and take the picture with them. So it was, one of those little, awkward experiences where I go behind the friggin' table, and, I'm knocking over shit, taking a picture with them, and Devon's like, oh, okay, Don. and Bubba just looks pissed off at me. Like, what the fuck are you doing, kid? So, I do that, and then I get out of the way, right? Because I know how mad Bubba looks, so I don't want to piss him off anymore. So I go to the Lita table, but then Bubba tells me, you forgot something. This is what I forgot right here. I forgot my 8x10. So then I asked if I can have it back, and he says, And then Devon says, I don't think you want it, Don. It was so awkward. It was so awkward, but it was funny, and I wish
That's a really, really cool interaction to have, though, because it's almost like they were talking to you like, you know, they're your buddies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought Bubba was gonna kill me.
Devon, get the
love
tables!
Dudleys. And a lot of people were saying that, like, they had bad experiences with them. I had a funny experience. I enjoyed it. And, like, you have to, like, realize what you're going to get. Because Bubba, a lot of people, you know, criticize
He's still
him
Bully Ray
for the way he is. But, like, he's passionate about what we love just like we are.
Yeah. And he's
I
a New
think one of
Yorker,
the
bro.
better
New
wrestling
Yorkers,
minds.
New Yorkers always that, like, especially if you're from like I'm not talking about fucking upstate New York. When you're from New York, man, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You
I
know,
know
you
you're
just
talking
always have
about.
this kind of attitude about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So after, you know, the Dudleys, that awesome experience, I got the opportunity to meet Lita. So the 8x10 I decided to go with was this one right here.
Gotta love it, women's champ.
That's right. And that's like the big reason why I decided to go with that one.
At least she wrote to Don and not to Dick.
Yes, and she put a heart too, which, you know, was very
That means you
special
have a
as
chance.
well.
That means you have a chance. Just don't tell Meadow.
My experience with Lita was pretty good. You know, I told her that, you know, she was one of my all-time, you know, favorite, you know, women's wrestlers in WWE. And she saw my tag belt, which I will show you that before, you know, I get more into the Lita thing because I totally forgot about it. So, with, you know, this meet and greet experience, you know, having the Dudleys beforehand on Instagram, they posted, they posted Bully Ray. And then I was a little disappointed because I'm like, damn it, I'm going to miss out on Devon again. Because we all know Devon, you know, is a like producer in WWE. So he doesn't really do a lot of meet and greet experiences. So I
He
commented.
just had massive back surgery too recently.
Yeah, so like I commented. I said, damn, no Devon with the sad face. And then the next day, they post Devon. And I'm like, let's go. And here's why I was excited for Devon. Because of this right here. My favorite tag team championship. So in case you guys don't know, which I'm sure you do, I have the Hardy Boys signature right there. I got Matt with the red and Jeff with, you know, the purple. And right here now, I did have, you know, Bully Ray sign, or I had Bubba sign right there at the Northeast show when I met him. And Devon now has his signature on
now
the
you
belt.
just need to find a way to get fucking Edge and Christian.
And that is right there the cool part. So, when I met Lita, this is what we were talking about. She saw my tag team championship. She told me how badass it looked. And she saw my signature. She's like, oh, who do you have sign the title and stuff? Like, she really took that extra time, which was really nice. And she says, oh, I see Matt, Jeff. And then she, you know, saw, like, I told her I met the Dudleys. I got them to sign. And she's like, and we both said it at the same time. So she's like, all you need now is, like, Edge and Christian. And I was like, yep, TLC, that's what I'm trying to do. So that was really cool. And then, you know, I took a picture with her and, you know, I said, you know, thank you for, you know, everything you've done for the business. And, you know, she was really happy. It was a really good experience with Lita.
That's awesome, man.
And the reason why, before, you know, we get into, you know, our next thing that we'll talk about, which, you know, is Paige, I just want to say the reason why I wanted to meet Lita on Friday instead of Saturday and Sunday is because Trish Stratus wasn't there, and I've already met Trish Stratus at Showcase of Legends.
A couple of months ago, too.
If you haven't checked that vlog out, back in March, I went to Albany, New York for this, you know, wrestling convention. I waited hours for Trish Stratus, and I figured I only needed Lita, so let me get her while Trish isn't there on Friday.
I'm sure one of us will post the link to that vlog as a pinned comment and in the description and everything, so make sure you guys check it out.
That's right, and remind you, the vlog for this Comic-Con will come out this Friday.
So if you want to see everything, man, that he was filmed, I haven't even seen this shit yet. So I mean,
Oh, you
it's gonna
did
be
see one
phenomenal.
thing, which we're gonna save for the main event for this.
Yeah, I did see one thing. I did see somewhat of a sneak peek in the spoiler. You guys are gonna be very I don't know. What are they, Don? Are they gonna be shocked? Are they gonna be surprised? Are they gonna, I don't know.
I think like it's gonna blow a lot of people's minds. I don't think a lot of people will be surprised, but it is a really cool moment for us, I
You
think.
guys are gonna blow your fucking loads all over your computer monitors.
But now,
I
before
can
we get into
I can say
Saturday,
that
I do
say
wanna.
that now because we're not monetized yet.
Okay. So, before we get into Saturday, I did bump into somebody, and I did not tell you this.
Oh, you didn't see? There's stuff I don't even know.
So, as I'm walking around looking at all the vendors and collectors and stuff selling, a lot of their like artwork and stuff, I saw our buddy Bill from Zombie Hideout.
Oh,
He
you did?
was
Bill?
there. That's right. He was there for, the weekend. Saturday, he let, his, other worker, he ran the booth because of the Darby Allin meet and greet. But Bill was there, and, I did a little vlog part with him in there, which, will be up. And in case you guys don't know, Zombie Hideout, it is located in our area, Springfield, Mass, Cooley Street. It is one of, our go-to stores for collectibles and
362
toys
Cooley Street. Make sure you guys go there. Check it out.
and meet and greets. They also, bring in a lot of really cool people, a lot of professional wrestlers, some horror actors, and it's a really cool experience at Zombie Hideout. So if you're in our area in, Springfield 413, I definitely recommend you to check out this store. We love it, and I ended up getting this piece right here at his booth because, I always have to support Bill and Zombie Hideout. I got
Oh,
this
that's
really
lit.
nice artwork of MJF.
That is awesome.
Yes, sir. So,
I
now
wish I was
getting
that creative.
into Saturday, the shit show. Which
The
I already
shit
talked
show.
about the Cobra Kai thing that happened. That was like
Yep.
Saturday, like evening.
That was Saturday evening.
But now, Saturday morning, when, Meadow and I first, went to the Comic-Con, there was a lot of people, so we had to wait a little bit, and then it was so difficult to find Paige Saraya. It was so difficult. I ran all over this entire convention center to try to find her, and I could not find her. And you know why?
Why?
Because you want to know who brought her to the show without
Who?
a banner?
Who?
Heroes Hideout.
Of course they did.
So all of these actors and celebrities, they all have these big banners with like their picture on it and stuff. You would think that, Paige, she would have that. Nope. All they do is all they did was hang up a jersey with Paige on the back of it.
That shows how much they care about her.
Literally,
Man.
that's why I could not find her. I went all over the place asking everybody, and they're like, I don't know. And then, like, I'm, like, down in, like, the Pavilion area, and then I asked somebody, and they're like, oh, she's right here. And I look, and I'm like, and I saw the guy from the Heroes Hideout store, and I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be a good one.
We have had horrible experiences with Heroes Hideout, especially at our Sting meet and greet. It was just so unorganized. The guy, like, I there really isn't the platform or whatever. But I don't think the guy really fully knows what he's doing. And the people that he brings in, I don't feel like he treats them with the amount of respect that I feel like they deserve.
Well, the wrestlers, I will say this, because Heroes Hideout, I think, like, when it comes to their meet and greets and their conventions, they're very disorganized, and they really need to be more organized with that stuff.
I won't go to another one.
Nothing against the owner or nothing, like, against, the workers for Heroes Hideout. They just need to be more prepared, which I think is the best word to describe it, because the Sting thing, that was really a shit show. So here's what happened. So I get in the page line, it's going. VIPs are getting done. Some, general admission ones are getting done. But then she has her pro photo op. So, you know what they say?
You had to sit there
Well,
in line.
she'll be back in 30 minutes, so you can stay in line and wait. And it's like, oh, great. But that's not Heroes Hideout's fault, though.
Yeah, that's
I
the
will
convention.
not blame them for that. That is, the convention. That is the time that works for them, is having her there at that certain time. So that has nothing to do with Heroes Hideout whatsoever. And Heroes Hideout, I do respect how they they bring in these names. Like, think about it. At the end of the day, yes, the experience kind of sucked waiting and all that disorganized, but we got the opportunity to meet Sting because of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, and like, I'm not here to bash anybody. I don't know anybody that, works at Heroes Hideout or whatever. Never met the owner. I probably talked to him, but I didn't fucking realize it. But I feel like if you've been doing this long enough, I mean, you would think that they would be a little bit more organized. Like they're bringing in a big name for like whether it's a convention or meet and greet, autograph signing, whatever it is. I mean, you should spend 2 weeks to prepare to make sure everything is right for that person. Make sure everybody knows where they're going to be, where the line starts, where the line ends, etc. I just feel like they don't take the time. They just, they bring the guys in and then, I don't know.
They're
It's
not
just
prepared for the chaos.
they need to be more prepared, man. And
But I will say this, besides the banner thing, they did do a pretty good job with this page meet and greet. Maybe it's because it wasn't held at, the Colonial Center Mall.
Mhm.
Or, like, it wasn't held, at where they usually do their Showcase of Legends. I think
Yeah.
they did a pretty good job here. And, with Paige, I got the opportunity to meet her. And let me tell you, this was probably one of my best experiences meeting a wrestler. So here's the 8x10 I decided to go with. A nice black and white one. For
Is
her
that the
holding the
Divas
Divas
Championship?
Championship. Yep.
That's what's up, bro.
So, with Paige, the thing I do gotta say is, it was really cool because, I told her how. So, back then in 2014, my dad would always, get me and like a friend and himself WWE VIP tickets for, the live events. I believe he did this from like 2013 to like 2016. And I had a VIP experience, and my brother, myself, and my dad, we got to meet Paige when she was the champion. So what I did was, I showed Paige the picture of me and her when we were younger. She asked me, like, what year was that? And, I told her 2014, and then, like, she remembers that show that she was at, and she was telling me, a story about that real quick, and it was just a really cool experience. Like, she's like, wow, that was, like, almost 10 years ago that we met, and I said, yeah, absolutely crazy. And, we took the picture with each other, and, yeah, that was honestly a really good experience.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I heard Paige was very, very nice and kind and friendly to meet or whatever. I haven't heard anybody say any negative, anything about, their experience meeting her. So that's
Yeah, she
awesome,
goes
man.
the extra mile. I do gotta say that. And I've met her multiple times. Like, even back in 2017, I went to a big time wrestling show.
Hmm.
And this is around the time where she was dating Alberto Del Rio. He's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
She was, sitting with him. And of course, fans, see her because she's on WWE. So they're all, like, waving hi to her. She's being cool. Alberto's just being a dickhead. So, like, I don't know. Paige, she was really cool.
That's awesome, man.
And I know this is the story you're waiting for now that we're gonna get
I-
into. Sunday.
I'm waiting, bro. I like, what I'm letting you you say I'm hosting this podcast, but I want you to steer the ship because I didn't really talk to you while you were there. So I don't know like, everything that happened. This is the most that we've talked about it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because Saturday me and Ben had to watch along, and I've been sick for the all weekend long or whatever. So me
So
and you, we haven't
sad,
really.
man. I wish I was there for the watch along, but I will be
Do you
doing the
think I
watch
would have
along
fucking
with
did it?
you for Full Gear.
Do you think I would have passed up the opportunity to go to, Rhode Island Comic Con just to do a watch along? Bro, I
Oh,
would have
I know.
missed
You would
out
have
the
picked
stream.
Rhode Island.
I mean, bro, don't be sorry. There's plenty of shows, man. We still have WrestleMania. We still have the Royal Rumble. We still have, No Way Out if it comes back. Who knows? We
Poor
still have a lot of
Ben.
stuff.
Ben was just sleeping. He was out, I feel like, throughout that entire
Well,
show.
he wasn't out the entire show. He was nodding off or whatever. He didn't get to sleep until late, and his daughter ended up
Yeah,
waking
no,
him
I
up
did see
early or
that.
whatever. So, the same way for me. I literally, probably 5 minutes after the show, I ended up passing out, and I didn't wake up until fucking like 7 o'clock at night. So I was exhausted as well. So,
Mhm.
I don't blame Ben. Shit happens. Life takes
Oh,
over
no, I don't blame him
sometimes.
at all.
So it happens.
Yeah, no,
But
it does.
anyway, man, let's get into Sunday. This is the most eventful Sunday I feel like you've had in a long time because you found out some news. And I think this is the direction that we're going in this podcast. Like I don't even know where to start. I'm just gonna let you take the reins and talk about this entire day.
All
Break it all
right.
down.
All right. So, Sunday happens, and it's Sunday morning. And, I'm so excited for this meet and greet opportunity. So I thought MJF was going to be in the pavilion where Paige was, because of
Mhm.
course he was going to have a big crowd. So I go down there, so excited, and I jinx
Now
myself.
was this the only day he was there? Sunday?
Sunday only. $30,000 for just the appearance.
It's nuts, bro.
That is
He,
crazy.
he's making his money
So
though.
I found out that MJF is where all the other wrestlers are. So they decided to put him where Bret Hart was on Saturday. And I think that was a very bad idea because a lot of people were there for MJF. And this security guy, he was really cool. Absolutely cool. So he basically, at first, he told us, unfortunately, the line was, pretty much cut off at that point because the event staff, were, like, they were taking up a lot of space. So then, we're, really annoyed, me and, a couple other people, because
Mhm.
we're only here for MJF.
Yeah.
Literally. So what are we going to do? Walk around for 45 minutes? I didn't think so. So basically, everyone that was waiting for MJF went where the pro photo op area was, where I was, packed with, waiting for Cobra Kai pictures.
Yeah.
So then what happened was the event guy pretty much threatened us, and not the guy, that told us the line was cut off. This other guy that was doing the pro photo ops is like, you guys can't be here, da 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 da. Come back in 45 minutes. So then he puts a sign, says line ends here. But remind you, it's pretty much away from where the guy cut the line off. So then
Yeah.
the guy was really cool. He was just like, you guys are good. And then he let us cut a few people because we waited for a while. So he was really cool about it. So then here's what happens.
Oh
This
my
is
god, let's hear it.
great.
This is great stuff. This is good shit.
Oh, this is really good shit. So I feel really bad for the guy that was in front of me that met MJF, got his autograph and stuff,
Yeah.
because MJF did not acknowledge this guy whatsoever. Didn't even crack a joke really at him or anything. Basically paid attention to me because I was wearing the We Are Wrestling Talk Show shirt. And the first thing that MJF says to me, he looked me right in the eyes and said to me, you have a YouTube channel. And in my mind, I am like, oh shit. Oh shit.
It's happening, bro.
It's happening. So I basically pull out the phone because I see him already giving me that look. So I grab that phone and basically, MJF, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And at the end of this video, I am going to put a little snip in there, not the whole thing, but I will put a snip for
You got to
some
watch
of
the
you.
vlog on Friday, man.
It will
Friday.
be in the vlog on Friday, 100%, and probably a YouTube short after the vlog goes out.
Friday, 12 noon, man.
MJF admitted on the vlog that our videos, We Are Wrestling videos, pop up on his news feed. That is the
huge.
only thing I am going to spoil. It is going to be mind-blowing when I can release this, because I have been tempted to just upload this to Instagram or something. I believe Ben, leaked it friggin' like early in the morning. And I basically told Ben, I was like, please, Ben, take that down. We do not want to leak it right now. We need to save this for, the big moment here. And let me tell you, after that moment, I was shaking. Because, that really happened. So, with the 8x10s, the two I did go with was this one right here. Just regular one.
Looking like a boss.
I do got some big news with this one pretty soon that you're definitely not going to want to, miss.
Ooh.
And this one right here.
No.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll find out why he put no on Friday. Let's just say I asked for it to be personalized and he said no. That's basically what happened. I'm not even going to sugarcoat nothing there.
There's just so much excitement. And I have to say, man, if it wasn't for all of you guys that subscribe and that, share our videos and that, like our comments or whatever, so we get in the algorithm and, like the videos and comment everything. A lot of what happens to this channel is because of you. Me and Donnie and Ben, we can put in all the effort and stuff. But if nobody watches, I mean, nothing happens.
No,
and everybody that's watching this right now, all of our success is because of you. Everything that happens in this channel is because of you.
Seriously, you couldn't have said it any better. If it really wasn't for you, We Are Wrestling Maniacs, we would really not be in the position that we are. We have grew up as die-hard wrestling fans. And that is why I made this channel to begin with. And at the time, things happened with me and, my other co-host, some fucked up shit, which is why he's not, a part of this anymore. And I was, going to do just guests for the We Are Wrestling talk show once a week. And, Danny came along. He did one episode with me, and we really hit it off. We did a really good job, I think, for, filming
we just have
with
good
each
chemistry.
other, talking about wrestling for the first time. And it became a regular thing. Ben, wanted to join as well. And we really created something special over here that I'm very proud of. And even, us, the We Are Wrestling Maniacs, you guys have really shown so much love and support through all the videos. I know a lot of you guys are here because of the MJF Try Not to Laugh video. Probably why MJF, saw our videos is from that video. But still, the fact that, the ones that stuck by us and that are subscribed and watch our videos, we really appreciate all the love and support from you guys, because you really give us, that extra motivation to, create content for you guys. So from the bottom of our heart, we love each and every one of you. We are Wrestling Maniacs.
Absolutely, man.
And MJF loves me so much that he did not even paint marker my figures. Literally just did a black Sharpie. Such a fucking asshole. But you gotta love him.
He's the GOAT, bro.
He is
you guys
the GOAT.
You guys can see the picture. Where is it? Oh, right there. Look at how happy MJF looks.
He looks so happy. So now
you should have gave him bunny ears.
Why did I not think about that in the moment? No. Now I need to go on Instagram and find somebody that did that, because the whole time he was sitting there as a heel. He didn't even stand up for the pictures, which I think is absolutely hilarious. And the funny thing about this is, which I could talk about this part, because of course, in the pro photo ops, you cannot, have your phone. You can't, take pictures or videos. So I will talk about this. So we're all in line, because they called, group 1 and 2 to come meet him and stuff.
Yep.
And literally all we're hearing is MJF shit talking while he takes pictures with people and going, next! And then the funny thing about this is the guy that was in front of me, he met MJF, and like he has like one of those like golf hats, which, you know, I'll put like a picture right there. That's the type of hat that he had on. It was like one of those golfer hats, and
Yeah.
MJF literally, like, for the personalizing thing, he put "nice hat, pussy" and signed his autograph on the picture. Also, he did color on somebody's face with a paint marker. That did happen. And this guy that he already insulted, saying "nice hat, pussy," he unzips the guy's hoodie. Unzips it. And then he takes the hoodie off of the guy and throws the hoodie into the other photo booth. He threw it into the other photo booth, and then, like, they yell, like, they're like, "There's a freaking hoodie in the photo booth." And then he gets the picture, and next, and then I go up there, and I'm just like, look at them. Look at this guy.
Did he say shit to you?
No, not really. And then here's what I said to him. These were my last words I said to him. "Max, you are my sunshine." That's the last words I said to him.
What'd he
Until
say?
we see each other again, Max.
What'd he say?
Nothing. He just really didn't care. But MJF was absolutely murdering people. And they weren't even wrestling fans that were going by him. And he was insulting them, and people were videoing it. And basically, like, the guys were like, "You can't be videoing. Like, you guys have to get away from his table." Because, like, MJF was, like, insulting everybody walking by. It was friggin' priceless.
I gotta go on social media and find some of these videos, man, because you could make one hell of a compilation of that.
Dude, MJF, one of the greatest of all time. And, of course, I had to get this framed. Oh, yeah.
Did you remind him about the time that he wrote "dick" on your picture?
No, I did not, because I was focused on, you know, him, like, with the Try Not to Laugh compilation. Because that's the goal. Like, when I met him, I wanted to know if he watched that video.
I would have
But-
laughed if he tried to sit on his lap.
But here's the funny thing about this picture with me and Max in this nice frame. Not only do I have one of these, I have two. One's going to be going right in the studio, and the other one's going right in my living room. I am so excited to have this special picture with me and Max. He looks so happy because he admitted to not only me, but you We Are Wrestling Maniacs, which you can see on Friday, that he is a We Are Wrestling Maniac.
You can make that your Christmas card.
Yes, that's right. Me and Max, look at us. Look at us. We look so happy together.
They
And
look
when
like
he
they
wins
go
that
way
World
back.
Championship, he will be watching our reaction to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, MJF.
Oh, he was
Appreciate you
great.
watching the videos, bro.
And one thing that I did do as well while I was out in Rhode Island.
You want to know what? He probably didn't talk much shit to you, because if he did watch the videos, he knows how, like, you know, how good we talk about him. Haven't you noticed? He didn't really insult you, did he?
Yeah, he did say he called me fat, but like,
Well,
that's
I
all
mean,
right.
But like, I mean, we made a lot of videos on MJF, and we do nothing but praise him. So he could, you know. So
Oh, he
is a
definitely could have
possibility.
gone deeper. He could have like wrote to me like "nice hat, pussy" or something, but he didn't.
I don't
do
know.
that.
I mean, I don't know, bro.
But come on now, like you could just look from the picture how happy he is to be
I know.
with me. He looks
You
so
should get
happy.
You should get somebody that's really, really, really good with Photoshop, and just like Photoshop a smile on him,
Oh my god.
kind of like the fucking Joker.
Yeah. So one thing I also did do on this trip a lot as well while I was out in Rhode Island, I ate a lot of Papagenos and frozen yogurt. They had this like orange
Papagenos.
leaf place, so good for frozen
I-
yogurt.
I love pizza, bro, and I like frozen yogurt. I tried they have frozen yogurt at the Holyoke Mall, and I get that sometimes when I go there.
Mhm.
It's just expensive though.
Over at this place, it was like actually really cheap. Like, cause they like didn't do it really like by the pounds. They did it like by like pretty much like the cups and stuff, which was cool.
That's what's up, man. Well, is there anything else that you want to cover?
I think, we covered everything here, which, this was all Danny's idea. He really wanted to hear about the trip, and we figured we might as well make a video out of it. Something different, telling some stories and stuff.
It's a good way to promote the vlog as well, because the vlog comes out Friday. If you guys haven't
Friday,
aren't
12
aware,
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're not going to want to miss it. And I'm sure we're definitely going to be doing one of these down the line because I'm sure Danny's going to want to hear about me and Ben's experience at Survivor Series.
hey man, we might make this a regular thing if it goes well, man. I'd be down for
definitely. I agree. So let us know in the comment section below. We are wrestling maniacs. Some of your favorite MJF moments and what you guys, if you were at the Comic-Con, let me know your thoughts about the Comic-Con down below. Would love to hear it and interact with you guys. If you enjoyed this special, video,
let us know. Let us know if you guys have ever had any kind of interaction with MJF. Let us know some of your interactions with him, because I think that'd be hilarious.
Yes. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not, we are Wrestling Maniac yet already. Help support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. The links are down in the description below. Follow Danny and I on our social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.